Sebastian Vettel Martinez, MMAnytt, here in Dublin after UFC Fight Night 76, where Norman Parke returned to the win column after defeating Reza Madadi via decision. So Norman, like we were saying before, I mean, you had your back against the wall before this fight, 2 straight losses, both split decisions, but it's still a winner's business. How much pressure did you have upon you just to make sure you got a win here?
Yeah, coming into this one, there was a lot of pressure. I know the fight was bumped up to the co-main event, and there was a lot of tension at the weigh-in, so he came in there with fuck all to lose. I had my job on the line basically, but to impress the part that be, they want you to finish your opponent. If not, then that's just the way it goes. But I was happy to get the win and happy to get my win bonus.
Well, yeah, let's talk a little about those weigh-ins, because those were probably the most memorable weigh-ins in a long time. Where did the whole idea come from to do the whole bag stint?
Well, that first came from a tweet that I'd sent him when I heard the fight was announced. I sent him a tweet saying, when you come to Ireland, could you bring my girl one of them cheap Louis Vuitton handbags? He was like, okay, pretty boy, don't worry, I'll bring you back a little pink lady bag, and that's your one-way ticket out of the UFC. So I knew there was going to be tension there, and I was like, we just kept fed off that, but the weigh-ins were pretty cool, it was. I did laugh, when I watched the bag. It was pretty intense, and I never knew it would have went that crazy all over the social media, but that's probably the best thing that I'll ever be known for in my career. The weigh-ins, not the fights, but still got the job done.
Going crazy over social media is right, because I think within 1 hour of us putting that little stint on Facebook, I think we had 20,000 views on Facebook on just that clip alone. So, obviously that says a lot about your marketing ability.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny, We thought he was coming up in with a little handbag or something, but he never did. He was, I jumped on the scales, he was going crazy. He must have thought once I stepped off the scale I was going to turn to him, but I blanked him and turned the other way, yeah. Got a drink, and I was like, fuck it, you know what? That bag's open, I'm going to lift that handbag out. And I was like, take that, you motherfucker, go on, motherfucker, fuck you. And he's like, I'm going to kill you, fuck you. And that's what it was, but it was like, watching that bag, it was, whoa, it was crazy, but it was, I never knew it would explode it all over social media like it did, but it was, I must say, it was fucking funny.
It sure was, but it seems like, looking from an outsider's perspective, that you did kind of get inside of his head, like you got a bit of a mental advantage there in riling him up, whereas you remained pretty calm throughout most of it. Yeah,
well, I know when it came to the fight, when I stepped in the octagon, I looked at him, he was like a crazy man who's obviously just been out of prison, he'd been locked up for a while, so he came into this fight, being out for 2 years, had a point to prove. I come into the fight with 2-fight losing streak. There's a lot of pressure on. Everyone wants you to finish the fight. Everyone wants you to completely knock him out. Of course, that's what I would love to do. But he was tough. He took some shots. I had him rocked in the second round. I heard my corner saying, keep that flow going. But I stepped back, and he kept coming forward. He never took a step back much. But striking-wise, it wasn't really that great. But he did land shots on me. And he was strong, he wanted to get me to the ground, but yeah. I knew that my judo would kind of counteract that, and so I felt like I did enough, but I wouldn't say I'm completely happy that I got the win yet, but not happy that I never got the finish, because there was a lot of people saying that I should be finishing him. He's been off for 2 years, easier said than done.
Is there anything that he did that you feel he was doing surprisingly well, or anything that you feel that he was very strong at?
Yeah, he was pretty strong. I thought he was actually just going to keep the fight, stand on the feet and never go for any takedowns. That's what we thought. But he actually did want to take me to the ground. Yeah. And once he got, there was sometimes at the start of the fight where we clenched up, and he never felt that strong. But once he got deep on my single leg, there's a certain stage in the fight he got deep on my single leg. And I think it was that time where he initially got me to the ground, but I got straight back up again. I will never ever settle on my back if I get taken to the ground. And so that would have been and plus his forward pressure, he can take a punch. And he's never been stopped before, this lad, so, yeah. He's tough. Them Iranian boys are tough breed, so, I got the win, and, I'm safe for a wee while anyway, so, fuck it.
Well, you not only did you get the win, but you got the win here, at the 3 Arena, here in Dublin, Ireland, where some of the best fans reside. what's the relief like? Not just getting back in the win column, but also doing it in front of such an energetic audience.
If you've never, like, I've fought all over the world already. I fought in MGM Arena in Vegas. I've been here and there, but there's no place like Dublin. The atmosphere in Dublin is just, there's something different. It's not like one person cheers, everybody cheers, and you can feel that shit trembling right up your fucking, to your brain's shaking like fuck. You're walking out there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on there? I'm ready to go in and have a war here with someone who wants to take my head clean off. And you're like trying to control that. And your fans, your friends and family, everybody's there cheering, you can hear it. It's like, obviously it motivates you. Like, I've been to the enemy territory in Brazil and fought in Brazil, and it is hostile as hell. Like, you can hear that crowd there. When you walk out there, are like pointing in your face, like literally looking to punch you in the face, but when you come here, it's like, I needed every advantage I could tonight. I needed it because I was on a 2-fight losing streak, and if I'd lost there tonight, it's all over. So, I wanted to finish him, but I never did. So, I'm still here. I won.
And you don't seem to have any real injuries or anything like that. When do you feel like you'll be willing to get back in the cage again?
Well, I don't know. I feel not too bad actually. I would love to fight again in December, but I feel like before I joined the UFC, I used to fight like once every month and a half. I had a lot of fights in 1 year, and I feel like that's the best way I perform. Yeah. Where I just go in there, never thinking about it. There's never really a big pressure. Just go in and fight, and that's it. But in my UFC career, you can see that there's like a maybe break of 6 months every fight, and that's like, I hate that. I really hate that. And it's probably because I've got some injuries, or just because I've had injuries, I've never really got like back-to-back fights pretty quick. And I feel like I can perform better whenever it's like a quick turnaround. It's like you're never thinking about it. It's like, Norman, do you want to fight in 3 weeks' time? Boom, let's go. Yeah. And that's whenever I'm like, fuck, let's go. And then I'll go out and I'll smash the fucker. I'll go out and smash him. But I don't know when the UFC will book me up again. But it's...
Well, there's 3 events in Las Vegas in December. One of them with Conor McGregor. So they're obviously flying people over there. And, otherwise there's London in spring. So, what do you think about those?
And I'll fight anywhere, no problem. No problem at all. I'll fight anywhere and I'll fight anyone. One thing, the UFC, they ring me to take a fight. If I'm injury free, I'll fight no problem against anyone. They know that I'll fight anyone. And my fighting style's like kind of a bit weird. Like, some people don't like it, some people do, but I'm a grinder. That's the way I fight. I'm a grinder. But if I start to finish someone